Class 12D students, today I'll teach history, remaining portion of chapter 3rd, kinship, caste and class. This is kinship, caste and class, third part. The first question is rules of marriage during the period between 600 BCE to 600 CE. The Brahmins considered their viewpoint as universally accepted. They believed that their rules were followed everywhere, but in reality it was not so. In fact, there was no universal impact of the Brahmins because of regional diversities and lack of proper communication. In other words, we can say that the rules framed by the Brahmins were not adhered everywhere. The following evidence have been found in this regard. Diversity in family life. We accept family life usually with ease, but all families are not the same. There is always diversity in human relationships, human relations and activities. In reality, family is a part of a big group. It is a part of larger network of people defined as relatives or kinfolk. However, the familial ties are natural as they are based on blood relations. For example, such relations are kept in different ways. Some societies regard cousins as blood relatives, where others do not think so. We can know a lot about the allied families, but it is very difficult to have a full view of relationship of ordinary people. The historians have made efforts to analyze and examine attitude toward family and kinship. The Mahabharata is the story of a war between two groups of cousins, that is the Kauravas and the Pandavas. This war was fought for land and power. It was fought for 18 days, in which the Pandavas emerged victorious. Rules of marriage. The sons were considered important to continue the patrilineage, so the daughters had no claims to the resources of the household. They were married into families outside the king. This system was called exogamy, which literally meant marrying outside one's kin or gotra. The women of high status families were married to the right person at right time. Thus, Kanyadan, or the gift of a daughter in marriage, was an important religious duty of the father. As the new towns emerged, the social life became more complex. The people bought and sold their products in the cities, so they shared the view with each other. Hence, the Brahmins laid down codes of social behavior in great detail. They expected all the Brahmins in particular and others in general to follow these rules. Later on, these rules were enshrined in Dhamma-shastras. These texts, Dhamma-shastras and Dhamma-sutras, these texts recognize 8 forms of marriage, out of which 4 were considered as a good and the other 4 were considered as condemned. The condemnable marriages were solemnized by those who did not accept Brahmanical norms. Inscriptions of Satvana rulers indicate that they did not follow the method of exogamy of Brahmins. They had many queens and even from their own gotra. This fact is an example of endogamy method of martial relation within kinfolk. Now next is during the duties of Chandalas in the society as mentioned in Manusmriti. In Manusmriti we find the list enshrining duties of Chandalas in accordance with it. The Chandalas had to live outside the village. They used to discard utensils and wore clothes of the dead. They also wore ornaments of iron. They could not walk about in villages and cities at night. They had to dispose of the bodies of those who had no relatives. They also served as executioners. In fact, the Chandalas were or worked as hangmen. In fact, the Chandals were treated like the untouchables. They performed degrading activities like handling corpses and dead animals. They were They were placed at the very bottom of the hierarchy. Their, their touch was considered as polluting by those who claimed themselves to be pure and at the top of the social order. Next is uh, Mahabharata is a good source to study the social values of ancient India. Thus, Mahabharata revolves around different aspects of society. As it is based on the conflict between relatives or cousins, it tells us that dynasties of that time used to adopt patrilineal system of inheritance. Sons had right over ancestral property and progeny of sons was given importance. Daughters were seen in a different ways. Marrying their daughters out of Gotra was the main goal of her parents. It was a system of exogamy. Kanyadan was considered an important duty of parents. Custom of polygamy prevailed in upper class families. For example, Draupadi had 5 husbands. Eldest male had complete control over the family. For example, Yudhishthira even put his wife Draupadi on stake in the name of dice. Mahabharata gives us information about Varnas and their related occupation. This epic throws some light on mutual relation between different social groups. For example, Hidimba marries with Bhima. Next is there are short notes. Bhagavad Gita. Then we have Bhagavad Gita. Then metronymics. Now Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is the most didactic book. It literally means the song of God. In reality, it is the song sung by God. Almost all Hindu families recite it regularly. This book has 18 chapters in Sanskrit language, but nowadays it has been translated into various languages of the world. During the war of Mahabharata, Shri Krishna had become the charioteers of Arjuna. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the armed forces of both Kauravas and Pandavas stood in front of each other. When Arjuna saw his relatives standing in the enemy army, he refused to fight against them. He did not like to kill his cousin and other relatives with his own hand. At this time, Krishna delivered a gospel of karma to Arjuna. This gospel is laid down by the name of Gita. After listening to the noble advice of Lord Krishna, Arjuna took up his bow. The battle started, in which the Pandavas at last won. Thus Bhagavad Gita gives the moral that without caring for the fruit, we must perform our duty. Karmadevadhikare astavam ma phaleshu kadachan. कर्म में ही अधिकार है, फल की चिंता नहीं करनी चाहिए. Now next is metronymics. This meaning of metronymic is that most importance is given to mother in any clan or dynasty. Name of that clan is derived from the name of mother. Thus social custom is clearly seen in society of Sadhvana. This type of social custom seen in the society of Sadhvas, and even kings used to associate name of their mother with their names. Gautami Putra Satkarni and Vasishtha Putra Satkarni are evidence of this practice. Although more importance was given to females in the society, but still Satvana dynasty was patrilineal, as the successor to the throne was generally a male member. Now, position of untouchable in ancient India. Position of untouchables in ancient Indian society, the position of the untouchables were very pitiable. They were kept at the lowest place in the society. They were assigned the following duties. They were compelled to live outside the village. They used discarded utensils. They wore clothes worn out by the dead at the time of their burial or cremation. They wore ornaments made of iron. They were not allowed to move or walk in the village at night. They had to perform last rites of those dead persons who had no relatives. They also acted as the hangman. If they touch the upper caste, their mere touch makes the upper caste polluted, and one has to do penance in order to become pure. That's all.